Hello, my loves. Welcome back once again. So, for today's video, I have something very out of the ordinary. I am going to be showing you guys how I make my sushi rolls at home. And I must mention that I am not a professional whatsoever. And my rolls do not come out all that pretty, but I must say they taste really, really good. And another thing that you guys probably did not know about me is that I really love to cook. Of course, I don't always cook, but when I do, I like to get really creative in the kitchen. And I have heard by quite a lot of people that they really like how I cook and stuff. But right here, I was just showing you guys what I will be using basically. And then right here, I'm just frying my butterfly shrimp. I actually recommend for you guys to go and get shrimp tempura, but I usually use the butterfly shrimp. That's just my preference. But I think it would be a lot easier when you're cutting up the rolls to use the shrimp tempura instead. So, meanwhile, the fruit and the shrimp are cooking. Right here, I'm grabbing a piece of artificial crab and I'm just going to be shredding it like so. So, just like that. And I'm putting it onto another little plate. I like to get everything all prepared and ready for when I'm going to be filling up my rolls, just so that I have everything and that I don't have to be cutting up anything else. So, yeah. So, the places where you guys could get all these things for the crab, the shrimp, you guys could get it at a local grocery store, as well as the sriracha, sesame seed, sticky rice. I recommend for you guys to buy the prepared one. I actually also make it myself, but I think it's a lot easier, and especially if you're a beginner, if you have never done sushi rolls, I recommend for you guys to go and buy the one that's already made. So you guys could also find those at a local grocery store. I have seen them at Smith's and Save Mart, I believe. And then right here, I'm just cutting up pieces of crab. Now I'm moving on to my the sauce that I'm going to be making. And right here, I'm just squeezing out what was left of this other little bottle of sweet mayo. And for the sweet mayo and the unagi sauce and the bamboo mat, I recommend for you guys to go and look for them at a little Asian market, because I have not seen those at a regular grocery store. And then right here, I'm just adding sriracha, and as you can see, I added a lot. But if you're going to be making this, you could add whatever you want. It's all preference. And then also some unagi sauce. And lastly, I'm going to be adding sugar. And that's how much I'm going to be using. And this may be a lot for a lot of people, but for me, this was actually perfect. I like my rolls to be kind of sweet and spicy at the same time. So right here, I'm just mixing everything with a fork. So as you guys can see, I'm cutting up some avocado pieces and I'm just putting them onto another little plate. And you guys will see that I do not use the same knife to cut up the sushi rolls. The reason why is because if you use a dull knife or a knife that's not so sharp, your rolls will come out really squishy and they'll look really ugly. I mean, that has happened to me before, but they still tasted really good, but I prefer my rolls to look a little bit better. Anyways, right here, I'm just adding water and some sugar to our fruit. And then right here, I'm just showing you guys that I have everything prepared. And I'm just going to be grabbing some seaweed. And I'm pulling it out of the little bag. And you guys will be needing a little bowl with water The reason is so um, when you go ahead and press the sticky rice on the seaweed, so it can make it a lot easier to press on, as you guys are seeing me do right here. And also because sticky rice is really, really sticky and it gets all over. So, yeah. And I must also mention that you must have sticky rice, not the regular rice, but it has to be sticky rice in order for it to stick on the seaweed, because then it's all just gonna come out like a big ass mess. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm just putting sticky rice kind of all over the seaweed, and I try not to add so much, because if you add a lot, your rolls will come out really fat. Sometimes I don't do it on purpose, but sometimes I add more than what's actually needed. And then you guys will also need a rag so that you guys can clean the knife and clean your hands. So right here I'm just adding pieces of artificial crab to our roll, and then I'm going to be cutting up the butterfly shrimp. So I'm kind of cutting off the sides. I kind of want my shrimp to be a little bit thinner, and I'm leaving the tail on, and that's going to be for the ends of the roll. So just like that. And then I'm adding the other pieces to the center. And I'm going to be adding my avocado. I don't know if I have mentioned yet, but this is going to be my version of the San Francisco. And I'm also going to be doing the Shaggy roll. So right here, I'm going to be adding our sauce. Usually the San Francisco does not have sauce in the inside, but this is just preferences, what I like. You can make it however you like. So right here, I'm just going to be rolling up my roll. And I'm adding more water to make the seaweed stick. But I think I added a little bit too much rice to the end of the roll. So try not to do that. And right here, I'm just cutting out some plastic wrap. And I'm putting it on my roll. Now grabbing my bamboo mat, I'm just going to be squeezing the roll. Not too hard, kind of lightly, because then everything will just come out of the roll. So then right here is the knife that I'm going to be using, and I clean it before I actually start cutting. So I go down the center of the roll and then I start cutting. And this is what I mean, guys. My rolls do not come out all that perfect, but like I said, they still taste super, super good. And the food kind of still comes out, but whatever. I still work with it. It's all going into my stomach, right? But yeah, now I'm grabbing my plate and I'm going to kind of be placing them kind of neatly, kind of cute. So just like that. So I learned how to make rolls. Well, I don't know how to make a whole bunch, but I used to work at a sushi restaurant. I used to be a waitress, and when it was a little bit slower, I would just sit there and watch the chefs make the rolls. So that's how I kind of started learning. And then for the Shaggy roll, the other roll that I'm going to be making, I learned off of Janice Makeup here on YouTube. So then right here, I was just adding unagi sauce and some of the little sauce that I made on top of my roll. So now for the second part, I'm going to be making the Shaggy roll, and I am pressing the sticky rice onto my seaweed. And now I am going to be flipping it inside out, and I'm going to be adding the shredded crab and the butterfly shrimp. Right here I'm not really going to be cutting the ends, but then I go ahead and grab another shrimp and I just cut it in half and apply it to the middle. And then I'm going to be adding more sauce and avocado, of course. And then I'm going to be rolling it. These are a little bit trickier to make. So then I'm going to be putting plastic wrap and then my bamboo mat. And I'm going to be squeezing my roll, not too hard, kind of lightly. And now I'm going to start cutting down the center and then the ends, and then I work my way. And for your bamboo mat, you can get it at an Asian market. I have heard that you could also, sometimes they also have plastic mats, which I heard were also a lot easier, but I haven't seen them or gotten my hands on one of those, but I would definitely love to try them. But for now, I'm just working with my bamboo mat. So right here, I'm just adding more shredded crab onto my Shaggy dog. And then I'm going to be putting some sauce on top of it and some fruit, some strawberries, and a little bit of the sauce of the fruit. You guys don't have to do this. This is totally optional. Like I said, it's all preference. And then I'm also going to be putting more unagi sauce. And then last but not least, I'm going to be putting some sesame seed on both rolls. And that is what it looks like. And now for dessert, I am going to fry some bananas. Then I added a scoop of ice cream onto my plate, and I'm adding some strawberries and strawberry syrup that I made. And I know the banana's crappy, but it still was super, super good, guys. So then here is our finished table, the water with lemon, our dessert, our appetizers, more shrimp on the side, but you could also get cheese wontons, pot stickers, etc. And here is what everything looks like. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please give me a huge thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.